point because of this weather. But
Yeah, okay. Hello, hello, people. We are having a massive
because of this weather.
thunderstorm.
But
Yeah, okay. Oops, and there's hello. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're having a massive thunderstorm, and it's role play. And the idea of role play is like to roll on the ground and to play. It's not to play a role, but maybe it's to play a role. It depends. So we're having this massive thunderstorm here right now, and it looks like it's like 7 or 8 o'clock at night out. Last night was a lunar eclipse called a blood moon. It was like completely red. I saw it for some random reason. I was up that late at night, and Anthony popped into the room. He's like, "Oh my God, look at the moon!" So we saw that. So there's a lot of stuff going on. And so I want to talk about electricity in the body. And I'm actually just going to completely quote Amber Plante or Planty from the University of Maryland Graduate School. And just to talk about how we can think about electricity in our own body. Since it's going on outside in such a major way, let's think about it inside as well. So I'm reading her words. Electricity is everywhere, even in the human body. Our cells are specialized to conduct electrical currents. Electricity is required for the nervous system to send signals throughout the body and to the brain, making it possible for us to move, think, and feel. So that's really important stuff, right? We don't always think of bodies as being having electrical factors, but we do. So, how do cells control electrical currents? The elements in our bodies, like sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium, have a specific electrical charge. Almost all of our cells can use these charged elements called ions to generate electricity. I'm just going to go a little further into this paper, and I'll put the link in this down in the chat, the paper that I'm referring to. The flow of charges across the cell membrane is what generates electrical currents. Cells control the flow of specific charged elements across the membrane with proteins that sit on the cell surface and create an opening for certain ions to pass through. These proteins are called ion channels. So this is how, like, the surface of our cell, things are coming and going, and it's electricity and other things. There's also nutrition. There's a lot of things going on. So let's just come into our bodies for a second with a few breaths, contemplating the electrical nature of our bodies, our hearts. Our hearts have an electric field. There's the electromagnetic field, there's the magnetic field, and the electrical field, and they're different, right? So let's tune into that, the electricity within our own body. Breathing into it, feeling into the sensations of our nervous system. So when I tune into what it feels like to be in myself, when I get fairly deep in there, I can often feel kind of a buzz, like a zzz. And sometimes I feel like, oh, that's just coffee. But then it can also happen when I don't have coffee. I tune in and I feel this like buzzing aliveness. So let's play with this sound. It's kind of like a hum, but not a hum. We're going to try and do all of our inhales through our nose. So inhaling through our nose is going to help with nitric oxide. We're going to do a zh, zh, z, z sound. So it's kind of like a B. And we'll alternate that with a hum sound. So the humming, you can hum and kind of chew inside. So it's kind of like, see the lightning? Or I'm giving so much information. Sorry if this is too much information. I got a lot going on in here. So humming with the mouth kind of opening and closing inside of itself, like letting your tongue do stuff, and then so it's kind of like a bee buzzing around, but this buzzy feeling. This and we're just going to go back and forth with those. And you're going to go at your own time. Whenever you feel like shifting to something else, go ahead and shift. allowing your awareness just to drop into your body. There's so much going on with all of this humming and zhuzhing. There should be a lot of vibration. Bring your awareness in to focus on that. Inviting in any kind of micro movement. And you can do this laying on the floor, you can do this in a bed, you can do this on the couch. And if you are, I know I have immunocompromised people sometimes watching the replays of this, just do it like for a minute, not a minute, just do it for a couple of seconds, like, and then let that go and feel the resonance of that sound in your body. So if you are in one of those situations where your movement is much more limited, feel free to really make it small and tiny. I'm going to stop talking and just we can play back and forth with this for a little while, inviting in any kind of micro movement, any kind of macro movement, any kind of movement that feels good to you as we tune into this idea of the electricity in our body and this cellular communication where signals are coming and going through those electrical currents in our cells, right? Thinking about our cells as being this incredibly intelligent things inside of our bodies that are working with us. So we want to just have some deep appreciation for our bodies and offer this intention that we're coming into a relationship, healing whatever we need to heal, if that feels right for you. Taking resting breaths whenever you need them. So that zh, even the hum has like a real vibratory feeling. Just imagining that relationship with the electricity in your body. I am guessing that our electricity is much more fine-tuned than this zh, the hum. So you may find, like as I have come in, starting off there, I feel like there's a much smoother energetic flow happening underneath. And maybe it's the electrical flow in that relationship with the cells. But when I've come in through this sort of density portal of the zhs and the zs and the hums, when I go into that smoother, I feel like it's timeless and super spacious. So it's like this just continual suspended spaciousness. That's what I'm sensing in my body with this, which is kind of a surprise. It may be very different for you. I'm just speaking of my experience. I'm going to keep going back and forth between playing with what I feel, describing it some of the time, and going back to that denser zh and hum. Each of these is like we're diving in a layer deeper into our awareness. We're diving in a layer deeper into our sensation. We're inviting in any kind of micro movement, any kind of bubbling up of our movement needs, whatever they might be. They might be very small, they might be very big. Yeah, this cellular intelligence that we have going on. Sometimes we talk about cellular breathing, right? We're breathing in many ways in our body. We breathe with our lungs, we breathe with our skin, our cells are breathing. Oxygen is being carried through our blood. CO2 is being removed. So all these things are happening. What is interesting to follow? What feels good? What feels curious or delightful? Letting yourself be with that. Yeah, so there's that underlying kind of denser feeling of that zh vibration. And then there's this really light, smooth, easy. I want to say it's timeless, but it's also effortless. Ooh, listen to that. It's weightless in my body. So there's a lightness and ease, a freedom to it that isn't held down, restricted, or controlled. So it's really just allowing my body to be in this spaciousness. And I'm tuning into that idea of that cellular electricity that's going on. And the cellular intelligence of that cell going, oh yeah, I'm going to let this in. Oh, I'm not going to let that in. I'm going to let this in. These ionic flows, what are they called? I need to look it up again on there. Cells control the flow of specific charged elements across the membrane with proteins that sit on the cell surface and create an opening for certain ions to pass through. These proteins are called ion channels. So this is part of our cellular health, right? I'm going to come back to that first thing because electricity is everywhere, even in the human body. Our cells are specialized to conduct electrical currents. Electricity is required for the nervous system to send signals throughout the body and to the brain, making it possible for us to move, think, and feel. So just repeating that again, this is electrical system going on, right? Which I was like, okay, yeah, we got that thunder and lightning happening outside. Let me just see what's happening in my body. So I'm going to take mine down to the floor. And I can hear the storm happening here. I can hear the rain and the thunder coming every once in a while. Right? So with that electricity, with a storm, we've got water, we've got air, we've got the electrical part, which is, I consider fire, lightning. And then it's all coming down to the earth, right? It's all coming into the earth. So these elements. So in your movement exploration, let whatever feels interesting come to the surface of your awareness. Not to the surface of your body necessarily. Come into your awareness. So this is really a somatic awareness practice where we're feeling into things and we're not forcing our body to do anything. We're simply allowing and listening into what is arising. Yeah, if you're like all zoomed out, and you're like in that kind of high speed, like quick edit space, this will be very challenging. So we want to let go of that kind of, maybe that visual field entirely and tune into sensation, into physical sensation, into the kinesthetic awareness, or we could say your proprioception, like, oh, I can close my eyes and touch my hand to my nose, or I can pull my pant leg up. That's my proprioception. Inside my body, there's my interoception. I can feel my breath. I can feel my heartbeat, my pulse, the movement of my guts. If I need to go to the bathroom, all that, that's interoception. There's also neuroception. When we're playing with this idea of electricity in our body, we can think of tuning into that neuroception. What is happening? even finding the density of that zhuzh sound, like that, what it vibrates, the sort of bony tissue. It's like tuning into the earth quality of my body, the denser, more fibrous parts of my body. Your exploration may be totally different, and you are welcome to take it in any way that feels good to you. Inviting in this like participation with the intelligence of your cells. And as you're in the exploration, maybe you're finding things that you can let go of. Maybe there's like even the idea of, am I doing this right? If it's possible, let go of that. There is no right or wrong here. That's on a different, plane of existence altogether. This is just exploration. This is being in the I don't know. I'm just feeling and experiencing. And as I'm in there, I can feel some things that I can let go of. And it's not to say that no muscles are engaging or anything like that. It's just that there's an effortlessness to it. There's just an ease of allowing, of listening. Maybe every once in a while you nudge something in your body to get some movement. Maybe it's like, what would it be like if I explored this? But as much as possible, try to let go of the imposition of your will on your body and just allow the body itself and your own nervous system, this intelligent electrical system, to express whatever needs to happen for you, whatever needs to be released or come up. Great place for insight. And so sometimes you might want to have like a journal nearby and, this idea came up, boop, 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 write it down, let it go. Sometimes when you're in these explorations, things can come up and you may want to hold on to them for later, but don't hold on to them in your thoughts. Just write it down so you can set it free. Finding diverse movement through your body. So also the invitation is to keep moving in different ways. Like if you find that you're planning your route, then go somewhere different, right? As soon as you know you're following a map, then jump off the map. Listening and allowing, not imposing and forcing. You're just letting whatever wants to happen, happen. Complete permission to go in, to feel into your own experience, your own awareness. And you can also allow like the floor to inform your body, or maybe you're sitting in a chair or you're on your bed or wherever you are. You can feel the relationship. Like I can feel the floor underneath my body. I can feel my relationship to gravity as I move. So there's information coming in on these multiple different levels. Allowing yourself the spaciousness to take it in. The electrical impulse is allowing us to move, to sense, even to think. Yeah, if you find yourself in some kind of repetitive pattern or like, I've been to yoga class, I know this, then let it change. Change it in some little way. Maybe just by adding some awareness into your fingers and toes, or maybe letting go of something, like letting go of the need to know anything. If we're in the I know, it's really hard to be in the what is this? right? So let's just try and let go of the I know and the right and wrong and be in the what's going on, in the inquiry of it, in the curious and allowing and listening place. If something feels delicious, then go ahead and go there. But don't think that you know what that's going to be. I said there's no right or wrong. And then I tell you what's wrong. It's fine. You can do whatever you want. Just keep coming back to listening. What are the cells saying? What communication needs to happen between your cells? What are they saying to each other? What's going on in there? Is there some old program running? Is there some old familial pattern running? Is there something that maybe with this crazy lunar eclipse and full moon, you're ready to jettison? Maybe you're holding enough stuff, you can let go of something. Throw it out. Get rid of it. Let it go. Some old idea of who you are that doesn't fit this current version or who you should be. Mm. Mm. Is there something you can let go of and make it more effortless? Not planning the route, but just taking everything one little tiny step at a time. And then allowing your body and the communication from inside to surprise you. When I really slow down, maybe stop moving, and really bring my awareness inside, I can feel these like energetic flows. It's like a stream that I can enter. It's just the stream of sensation, minus story or planning or judgment. Just a stream of being. If you can find that stream of being in your awareness, dive into it. Swim around. Allow yourself to be in the, I don't know, in that stream, just feeling what is there. No preconceived notions of you, no plan. Just feeling what the feeling really is right now. Inviting in micro movement, inviting in breath, inviting in the coherence of your systems. Coherent systems are working together in harmony. So if there's some kind of patterning in you that isn't working in that coherence, you can very gently and softly offer it a little bit of love and tell it, I don't need that right now. I don't need that. That's not working for me. I can let go of that. And if you come across something that you don't feel like you can let go of, then have some compassion for yourself. You're doing your best. It's okay. We have to make these changes slowly. Otherwise, it's too abrupt and violent. So be slow. Allow things to happen slowly. Allow the shifts to change slowly. And then sometimes you'll just notice, oh, that thing, it's gone. I forgot. I haven't even thought about that. If it feels good to do some hands-on, go for it. What information is there? Sometimes I feel like I have this pulse that's going from one side to the other of my body, and sometimes it's pulsing at the same time. So just feeling into what it feels like. Are you connected with yourself? Can you be coherent with yourself? Most of the patternings that we have are there to protect us in some way. But sometimes it's an old system, it's an old family pattern, it's an old cultural pattern, it's an old you pattern that maybe isn't working so much anymore. So just offering it to the fire, right? Let the electrical system of your body just work through that. Gone. Finished. Don't need that anymore. And it can just evaporate. Doesn't have to be a big production either. It can just be zip up, gone. Let those cells make the smart moves, letting what they need to let in and letting what they need to let out. And then in that extracellular matrix, the stuff outside of the cells, letting that work with your lymph and clear out whatever needs to go, whatever toxins are ready to move out. Just imagine that. Zip, there they go, clearing out. Zip. I don't know, I feel like making those sounds right now. So if you need to make any kind of weird sounds, I mean, zip, zip, zip. It's like my Inspector Gadget internal like dissolver, letting go of things. Zip, zip. And then where am I now? Where am I now? Hands on the face can be a great way to go. Oh, I'm right here. If you want to answer the question, or your heart, or your belly, hips, guts, lungs, wherever you want them. Or tapping. That's the other thing I was thinking about, the rain, like the pitter patter of rain. If I touch my skin really lightly, like pitter pattering rain on my skin. Thinking of like drops of water into a still pond, like just a little tiny tap can change the whole energy of something. Sometimes the small things are really the big things. So letting yourself play. Playing with sensation, right? Oh, these little teeny taps, my neuroception, those nerves that are going all the way out to my skin, they're going, oh, look at this. We're having this little sprinkling, the sprinkling of awareness. Then I start to become aware of this like central channel of my body. What's going on in there? What are my cells doing in my central channel? Yeah, maybe your body electric wants to do a big, I sing the body electric dance. So if that's the case, go for it. I keep just diving in, being slower in here, which feels really good to me. A lot of stuff has been going on in the past few days, so coming into the slow, down regulating, letting my whole system just digesting my life, digesting food, digesting what's happening in the weather. Yeah, so that dance of that electricity in your body is your nervous system, it's the cells, it's this interplay, your heart, right? The heartbeat. Our heart is dispersed through our whole body, through our vascular, cardiovascular, heart and veins and arteries, all that stuff is in our whole body and it's aligned. A lot of it is like the blood vessel is moving along with a nerve. So this nerve, blood vessel, electricity, cells, all the stuff in this wonder. Our body, what a wonder. What a miraculous event, being born alive in a human body, able to experience existence on the planet right now. That's pretty big news. Yeah, so I'm not sure how's everybody in TV land. I think we have a couple people watching. Whew. Yeah, I'm trying to live stream as much as I can, but I'm going to be in and out. Um, I'm going to be gone for like the last week of May. I'll probably be just doing it anyway. I'm going to be in Vancouver. Ha. Listening into your own body, right? What a gift that we can tune in, we can feel into ourselves. If we've, armored ourselves deeply, sometimes it's hard to feel in. Yeah, we become kind of dense and base, and it's not easy to tune into the aliveness of our body. We are these alive, living systems with so much stuff going on. It's amazing. What a miracle. Yeah. All right. So that is going to be it for me today on the live stream. Thank you, people, for showing up. And Wednesday at 11:30 Eastern Time will be the next role play. Yeah. So join me then. And feel free to like and subscribe and also to become a Patreon subscriber if that is in your capacity, because it is not free to be alive in the world today. But I really want to offer this stuff for free for people that can't afford to take classes like this or to dive into this. So if it's in your capacity, feel free to donate one time through Patreon, become or one time through PayPal, become a donor through Patreon. You can see my whole like spaciousness is having a hard time making sense of speaking about money right now. Anyway, that's why I do it for free. So big love to you. Love up your body. Be grateful for that living being that you are. Start to form the relationship that's loving to your cells. They can hear you. They know what's going on. It's taking me a minute to get out of here because I have to figure it all out.